was just absolutely impressive when it came ashore last evening. Landfall near Perry, Florida at 11:10 p.m. as a Category 4 hurricane. You remember at this time yesterday, it was a Category 1 and then increased to 2, rapidly strengthened. Maximum sustained winds were near 140 miles per hour with a low central pressure of 938 millibars. This was the strongest landfall in the Big Bend since 1851 in that area. Record surge. Tampa Bay, one example, 7 feet. I mean, the surge in terms of the worst case scenario was realized across much of the coastline of the west coast of Florida. In the meantime, we have multiple tornado warnings that are in effect right now. Each of these pink boxes, so I'm counting 6 here currently that are in effect across North Carolina. This with some of the moisture that continues to lift north. So eastern North Carolina and southern Virginia is in this next. The areas of rain do extend all the way back up into Ohio and Indiana and then all the way back into Missouri and Arkansas. So it's still a big scope that we're dealing with here. But the worst of the weather with the severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings currently in effect. A lot of times we see these along into the east side of the track. They spin up quickly. The worst between now, I'd say, and about 6 p.m., we will continue to see multiple tornado warnings and localized flooding. Mudslides, too, southern Appalachians, that's going to continue to be a problem here. Obviously, it just takes such a long time for the water to recede. Through the day tomorrow, you can see that swirl. Areas of rain through the Tennessee River Valley, the Ohio Valley, much lighter at that point as the storm continues to weaken, but it kind of stalls out here over that region, south and west of New England. Now, it's beautiful out there right now for us. We're in the low 70s. Fantastic looking Friday. And we're going to see highs in the mid to even some upper 70s out there. Pleasant conditions this evening, gradually cruising back through the 60s. There's a stray sprinkle on Nantucket as the front continues to push offshore. One thing you will notice this weekend, as you see the zoomed out view and kind of the scope of Helene here, is that we are on the northern fringe, right, of some of the clouds. So I do anticipate some high, thin clouds coming into play from time to time. A little piece of this moisture, too, is going to break off and may bring an isolated shower in western Massachusetts or Connecticut. The rest of us are dry, though. And what's happening here is high pressure is winning out and nosing its way down out of eastern Canada. But we'll watch that threat closely. Look at the latest guidance trying to show a couple of showers that make their way into Boston and even Metro West. It's going to have a tough time overcoming the dry air, but I can't rule out a stray shower. It's not going to be a big deal. Sunday, sun and clouds. Monday, quiet start to next week. Increasing clouds on Tuesday. There may be an isolated shower, onshore wind, and that's ahead of some wet weather that comes in Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So Wednesday of next week looks like the wettest period in the 10-day forecast. All right, temperatures today well above average for the end of September. We should be around 70, even some upper 60s. We're about 5 to 10 degrees above that. Overnight tonight, variable clouds. Temperatures drop back into the 50s. Coolest north and west of Boston. Highs tomorrow will be in the 70s inland, those 60s at the coast. So we're talking about highs in the mid to upper 60s. Match day forecast down at Gillette tomorrow evening for the Revolution. Temperatures in the mid 60s, falling into the upper 50s by the end of the game. So you may want the long sleeve or the fall jacket or the sweatshirt if you're headed down to Gillette. Sunday, 60s at the coast. Once again, that wind off the ocean. It's like 5 to 10 miles per hour this weekend. Not a big deal. And around 70 inland. Again, filtered sunshine at times. We'll watch that.